Well, hello, lovelies, and I hope everybody's having a great day so far. It's early in the morning. I came down, fed the animals, and did my stuff. And now, you know what? I haven't done this in a while. Let's dye some yarn. The base I'm using here is a universal yarn, and it's superwash merino Angora nylon sock weight. And the specs: 50% superwash merino, 30% nylon, and 20% Angora. Oh my goodness. Gorgeous. It's a super fine, and there's 460 yards or 421 meters in this 100-gram hank. And I'm going to dye. I decided to pan dye. So I'm either going to do 2 or 3 of them. Not quite sure. We'll see how they fit. I want them to fit pretty nice in the pan. But I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to unwrap these, soak them, put water, warm the water up. I already put the citric acid in there. Look, I said it right. Yay. And I'm going to be sipping my coffee while I do that because it's early. All right, hold on, buddies. All righty. I just rinsed out these hanks. And all I could say is this is going to totally smell like sheep because it's, yeah, stinks. And also, too, the little terror cat is with us. And, yeah, he's figured out the bear. Oh, he just jumped over the barricade that I put because I was trying to avoid him from being over here to help. So if you start to move with the camera or things get knocked over, you understand why. I still haven't figured out what colors to use because I wait till last minute for that. And he's knocking stuff over. The noises you hear is Terror Cat, Lipithecus. He really is something else. And now he's playing when I go into the sink to do dishes or get the water for this. He is totally all in my face. Yeah. All right, so I've got this starting to warm up. A piece of red there. Got to start, oh, just a piece of red fiber tangled in there. And I'm trying to pull it out, but I'll leave it. Yeah, I'm going to go figure out what colors to do. I haven't decided that yet. I also, I don't know if you could see, my dip dye pan, I put that on. I'm going to turn the heat on for that. So while this is processing, that could warm up. And I already put citric acid. Look at me saying that word like it's easy. Anyway, so I got to go figure out what color. I have no idea what color, but we'll. And I don't know whether I'm also debating. Do I fill the water in a bottle with the dye, which like Dee and Thrift they do, or do I do the dry drop like I often do? So those are 2 decisions I'm going to make. And when I figure that crap out while I'm having my coffee, I'll be back. All right. Be right back, guys. Alrighty, I'm back and I have my gloves on. Feel like a doctor. Slide down. Oh, yeah. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about on that one. All right. So, I do either gear towards, purple and greens. But I love Halloween colors. And since it's appropriate to do more Halloween colors at this point in the year, at this time, I decided to do that. So I've got electric violet. I hope you could read that. These are all Dharma products that I'm using right now. Radioactive. I keep wanting to call it retroactive, but it's radioactive. Fluorescent safety orange and toner black. I have 2 blacks. Thris had told me, she said one was better than the other, and I can't remember which it was, so I bought both. All right, so I decided that I'm just going to sprinkle it on because I just don't feel like laziness has created that decision there on my part because I just feel like just sprinkling it. All right, so I like to start with the lighter colors first. This is, how come one side's bubble? Oh, because one side's higher than the other. All right, yeah. My bad. All right, that side was boiling. This side wasn't. But anyway, I'm going to start with the safety orange. Should I throw some yellow in there too? Is yellow kind of Halloweenish? Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to get yellow. I'm going to get some yellow. Alrighty, so we've got some fluorescent lemon. And I always, like I was starting to say and interrupted myself, was I like to start with the brighter colors and then work my way to the darker colors. And yes, I should be wearing a mask. And please do not attempt this at home, children, because I'm doing all the wrong things. I am not a professional dyer. I just like to do stuff. But since I'm so stuffed up, none of this is going to get in my lungs anyway. I'm just going to sprinkle it. See what happens. I hope you could see this. Come on, buddy. Just sprinkling it. And this is the... Looks orange, doesn't it? But it has a little over here we need to throw some. Oh, the cat keeps... Oh, terror cat is, Lipithecus, is, keep jumping over my thing that I laid down to keep him away from me, but he follows Mom wherever we go. All right, so that's the first one. I'm going to just set that up there. And let's poke it just a little bit. This is the boring part for you guys. I'm just poking it. I mean, I can maybe move you closer. I don't know. I just realized I used a lot of... I almost went halfway, over a third of this area of the yarn. But I'm going to overlay it. And let me try to get you closer. I don't know if this will work. Does that help any? I really want to try to leave, like, see where the splotches landed? Can you see the splotch where it's darker? Yeah, you can. So this is going to be variations of the color. I hope, okay? Allegedly. All right, so I could see that it's not really picking up. My gosh, this looks just like angel hair spaghetti. It's not really picking up really well on the other side, but that's all right. We'll flip them over. Okay, I don't need the safety gloves yet. It's starting to boil again. Let me just turn both of these down. I don't want to boil the spaghetti, even though it looks like spaghetti. All right, so next we're going to go to safety orange, fluorescent safety orange. Yeah, it doesn't look much different than the yellow, does it? But I'm going to also just kind of go over the yellow. So now this section will have safety orange and yellow. And yes, I should be wearing a mask. Please, really, I'm serious, guys. Don't do this kind of crap, what I'm doing at home, all right? And that's no joke. Okay, so we sprinkled it on. And again, I'm just testing this out. Testing out the waters. And then kind of... Looks so bright. It won't be that bright when I rinse it out, but I'm really manipulating it for the purpose of trying to get as much dye on the underneath as possible. Because flipping these hanks is tough. And now I want to blend up a little bit more in the yellow. So that's going to be more of a fade. And like I try to, you know, like when you're laying these out, your very top row and your bottom row sometimes will be more of a scrunched up hank, but I did try to lay it so that it's more even. And I'm also stuffed up, so I'm more nasally than normal. But I can see that the end ones are definitely more red. So let's try to move the red over. All right. Put a little bit of that up there. See, this is where it's hard to, when you flip them over, it's hard to recreate the same image or amounts of dye on the other side. But when it's all done, it's all right. Okay, so we've got that. And this does destroy, the acid does destroy your countertops, and it has ruined the top of my stove. Just saying. All right, so we've got the orange. Now I've got purple and the green. Ah, darn. I almost want to just do black here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do the toner black. I'm going to skip the other two colors because I really went kind of far on that. And I'm going to go heavy on the black. And I'm sure any indie dyer, if you're watching, you're cringing right now as to what I'm doing, because this is so wrong. Everything that I'm doing is wrong. So just enjoy me making the mistake. And we'll see what happens here. All right, so now I think I'll start on this end. And I really want to try to get the black all the way through. So I'm going to really try to mix this up. I only have the 3 hanks in here, and there is some space. And I put a lot of black. And I did notice, and I'm even looking at it now, and it might just be because I know this, but like the black part of the dye, and I've not figured out that answer, no one has answered that question yet, is why the black dye, the yarn just feels a little bit rougher than the other dyes. All right, so that looks pretty. That looks pretty Halloween-ish. No green and purple like I planned, but I want to pick up just to see if it's going through. All right. It looks like there's some white spots here. Well, not white, they're kind of gray. And there's some gray spots there, so. Oh, geez. Dark alert. Ay, ay, ay. All right, now I noticed that. Sorry, let me put you on pause. All right, the Bark Fest is over. Somebody must have delivered something, but I started flipping over the hanks, and the black is just oozing up. So this might be a dirty martini. Or whatever you call it. Yeah, right? Dirty martini. Is that when you just put the vermouth in there, shake it, and then dump it out, and then put the gin? All right, because it really... I'm stuck. It's attached. It's worked its way up, but we'll see what happens. You know, sometimes stuff happens like that, and it turns out okay. So let's add... We got the safety orange. Let's put a little bit on this side. Yeah, I definitely put way too much black. This is what you get when you don't measure. I'm just going to throw some in here. Might change the color a little bit. Who knows? All right, so there's our safety orange. And the reason I have gloves on today is not because of the dye. It's because I have some cuts on my fingers. And I don't feel like... having this go in it. Here's the safety orange. I mean, safety yellow or lemon. Safety lemon. Safety lemon. Should be a song. All right. I just sprinkle it. It's like grated cheese. Don't breathe when you're doing that. Alrighty. So I'm just going to slide them up. This has black on it, but the black's already up there, so I don't think it's going to do any damage. And squish, 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 squish. Well, look at it. It's kind of like, I don't know if you could see, but it's the pieces, you can't see. The pieces are clumps. So we'll see what happens there. Looks like blood red. Get in there, color. Yeah, I'm not happy how this turned out. I put too much black, and I don't know. Like I said, this is all fun and games for me. But it is sad when I always feel like I'm going to waste hanks of yarn. And these things aren't cheap. But it is what it is. Somebody will like it. Alrighty. Alright, so I'm gonna like just keep squishing and playing with this and whatnot. And it looks like fire. Alright, I'll be back. Or maybe not. Come on. I got a rubber glove, so it won't let me put you on pause. Hold on. Alright, so you got a different view here. I did take those hanks out of that. Not happy with them at all. I just spent a very long time trying to drain the dye out of them, and they're still bleeding. So I clearly used way too much powdered stuff. But hey, you live and learn. That's it. And I'll make that mistake again, I'm sure. But anyway, I've got the other two hanks. They're dry. I did not wet them, and I'm gonna leave the black here because I hate to waste it. So I think I might, let's do green and black. Okay. So I'm going to do the radioactive, not retroactive. I can't even say it. Retroactive. I'm going to throw some radioactive in here. And this is I prefer to dip dye. I don't know. I feel like I have more control over the dye itself. And I already put the citric acid in there. It's already boiled. It's pretty hot. And I did put this burner back on. So I turned him off for this, but this is still hot enough. All right, so I'm going to dip dye these two hanks, which is the same base. Because when you buy them by packs, they usually come in packs of 5. So the other 3, and then I have these 2. So and what I do when I dip dye is I put it around my wrist. I hope you could see this. And then grab it and then dye it. But these are dry, so I usually sometimes I usually will wet them nowadays. I used to dip them dry a lot, but this base, some bases are more absorbent than others, and this base absorbed really quickly. So, and the tear's back, darn. But see, there's the retroactive. This is so cool. I dig this. Radioactive. God. Jean. I did that with poor Jude. I kept calling her Jade, and then I was calling my little Mara Jane. But I do have a very dear friend named Jane, so that makes sense. All right. So and it's not going to be even. You know, you're going to see, yeah, that's hot. Darker shades, hopefully darker on the bottom. I'm just gonna let it drip because I'm gonna put the rest of it in black. So maybe I'm just gonna, once this cools off a little bit, or maybe not, hold the other end and put the other end in the black that I have over there and try to use up that black. So, all right, this is really hot. Let me switch hands. Put on my industrial mitts. These are cool as heck because they really protect you from heat, and they're nice and fluffy inside too, so my hands are nice and fluffy. Now I'm just draining out the water. As best I can. Oh yeah, that's hot on the other hand. Holy crap, that's hot. Oh, I'm dripping it all over the stove. This is how I destroyed my stove. From dripping the water, and then it's on the burner. Alright, so, hope you could see. We got that. And flipping it over. Hope you're in camera. I'm trying to get it kind of even. Give it a little shake. That looks pretty even right there. So let's just... Oh, interesting. Look at that. This is kind of cool. Might have to do this. Can you see? Okay, good. You can kind of see. All right, let me move it up. I just got my flat stick, and yeah, it didn't even dawn on me until I was rinsing out the other black. Black is like the hardest yarn to try to dye with, but it is what it is. All right, that looks pretty. Still tons of black dye. Oh my gosh. Just want to really flatten it out in there. You gotta be careful too not to, because this is hot water, so you gotta be a little careful not to mess around with it too much and push too much, because you'll start felting it, which I'm gonna start doing felting again. We just turn off burners. Oh, wrong hand to be doing that, girlfriend. All right, I'm just gonna drain these. Yeah, that's hot. I'm gonna put you on hold and let this cool off a little bit. Alrighty, hold on. Alrighty, so total botch job. Okay. But yeah, I guess it's not Halloween. I guess it's more fall colors. And there, of course, is the terror. Yeah. I was going with the Halloween vibe with the orange and black, and it didn't do that. Pretty much true to color. Kind of a mess. And I just want to throw in here, because I didn't do it in the beginning and I tried to, is please always follow a professional when you're doing this stuff. And I mean it sincerely. And also never use any products that you use with acid dye for eating eating utensils, all right? Because you just don't do it. You can get sick. So if you use anything with acid dye, it mainly stays for dyeing. Don't put it back into your eating stuff. All right, with that said, here's the other one with the radioactive in black, which these kind of turned out more gray because I dipped them in what was left. As you can see the difference. And I didn't leave them in as long. This stuff here, dip dye, this is the dip dye, rinsed out really well, really quickly. Prefer that method. This one, okay, note to self right here, do not just sprinkle a whole crap ton of dye in a pan, because I literally, my hand hurt so bad, both my hands, from trying to rinse the dye out of these 3 skeins. And I don't even think I got it all. There was still residue of yellow. So don't ever do that. Just note to self and anybody else who's attempting this kind of shenanigans at home. But these are the colors. Yeah, so I'm going to go put them outside, let them dry, and when I'm done, I'll show you a little snippet at the end of this. All right, bye-bye for now. All right, so this morning I did those 3 hanks, which were supposed to be Halloween. Like, I just did another video with the long, wide version. Just wanted to do this a long version, so at the end of the video from these 2 that I dyed. But yeah, this definitely came out more fall colors. But I love how, like, the black made a green in there, and definitely autumn colors, but there is a lot of dark black in there. And then this is the other one that I did with the radioactive, and what was left of the black in the pan. So it definitely came out more silver. I don't think I used the silver. Maybe I used the silver. I don't know. See, I forget so quick. But then off screen, and I showed in the other video, is this hank here, which is navy blue, Kelly green, which you're getting the sun. And then the brown color is fawn. Maybe you could see it better here. I made 2 hanks of those. And then I did 2 of these blue. This is brilliant blue. And then what was left of the residual brilliant blue, I added silver gray, so we got that color. And this is repeating from the other video, but I'm out here, I'm doing it, you're hearing it. If you don't like it, just go. You can click off at any time, you know that. Anyway, this is what was left of the navy blue, and I dipped it in the pot. And then just slowly added, so we got a nice, like, denim. It's like old blue jeans, right? Cool as crap. And then in the other video, if I haven't dropped it already, I made rainbow yarn, rainbow hanks, by only using the 3 primary colors and double dipped them. A damn double dipped them. Anyway, love you guys, and that's what's out here blowing in the wind and drying. And so we have more hanks, and I don't want all of them. So some of these will be up for grabs. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink. Except for the denim one. I think I need to keep that because that Elton John song means a lot to me. Okay, and I'm going to say bid you adieu. Oh, while they blow over, I'm going to bid you adieu. Have a yarnolicious day and a diolicious day, and love you guys. Hey, don't forget thumbs up and subscribe if you're not, because we have our 2K, so we're going to be doing giveaways, and maybe some of this yarn will be in the giveaways. Cool beans. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye for now.